All right, good morning. It is Friday, January 31st, 2025. I'm Anthony. This is Drive Dive. And yeah, that's right, it's Friday, where I guess I want to try to just recap what I've gone through this week, both in my life and in these videos, some of the teachings and summaries, all that fun stuff. So, I guess the gist of it is, right, from James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, really all of this, right, goals, systems and habits, routines, and then ultimately your identity, which I think is really the foundation or the core of it all, where what you do has to align with your identity, and your goals have to match who you are and your inherent skills, traits, abilities, etc. Thinking of some of the examples that James provides in his book, again, about athletes and their respective sports, and you could be a world-class athlete in one particular event but flounder in another. Ultimately, I'm thinking, right, if you identify as someone who is athletic, as an athletic person, your habits and routines need to reflect what an ideally athletic person does. And then the actual goal, I guess, depends on, again, your specific traits, more finely tuned abilities, physical attributes, etc. One of the things I struggle with was my goal, yes, a lofty goal of earning my PhD. I think, as I shared, yes, I kind of stumbled into it, this and that, but that was, I think, aligned with my identity as a productive, intelligent, this is mathematics education, so, mathematically inclined person. And I'm telling myself now that I think there are just, if that was the goal and that was me wanting to be a smart person, there are other ways to demonstrate my intelligence. There are other ways to be smart. I can figure those things out and create a different goal while still just generally doing things that smart, intelligent, mathematically inclined people do. I think I shared about habit stacking, and maybe it's possible I could still accomplish that goal, but in a different way. I have to use different traits, different attributes, right? I do have this fear of selling myself short, right? And that's not what it's about, okay? It's not about selling yourself short. It's not about saying, well, I'm not tall enough, so I'll never play in the NBA, which is true. But it's not about selling yourself short, right? Okay, I might not get to the NBA, but I can still be an athletic person. I can still train really hard. I can still use my gifts as an athlete in other ways. Maybe it's running marathons. Maybe it's in natural bodybuilding competitions. Maybe it's paired with some other abilities and interests. Maybe it's coaching youth sports and things of that nature. You can still do a lot of great things that align with your identity as an athlete and your abilities as an athlete, and you would, like I said, build those habits, those routines that would support all of that. So I think, again, that's what I've been struggling with, this whole PhD thing. Am I selling myself short by not accomplishing it, or is it really just not aligned? That goal isn't truly aligned with my identity, right? Still working that out. But the other piece, in terms of identity formation, my reflection, I think, on the Atomic Habits book, a lot of it is focused on the self, my own identity, my own habits, routines, my own goals. But I think if you extrapolate that out and sort of apply it to relationships, now you can start getting into communication. And now, not just what do I do as a partner, but like, what do we do in our relationship? Husband, wife, father, son. What are some things what are our roles within, those relationships? You can have those open conversations. What can we reasonably expect from one another? What do we need from one another? And you can then talk about sort of the identity, I guess, of your relationship. It also makes me think about if you apply it to the workplace, I think then you're talking about leadership, and you're talking about workplace culture. What do we do as an organization? What don't we do as an organization? And that was sort of a leadership principle I recall, was it's important to share what you stand for, but also share what you don't stand for, right? So I think there's a lot of, at the base of it all, identity formation as individuals, as couples, as groups, cultures. So there's a lot there to think about. But ultimately, successful week for me. I did manage to go 5 for 5. I had this weird stint last night or the night before where I think I mistakenly forgot to upload a video. So then I uploaded like 2 or 3 last night, between last night and this morning, something to that effect. Which just reminds me of the last James Cleary sort of teaching I'll share is, now it's okay to miss one, don't miss 2 in a row. Anyway, with that, happy Friday. Thanks for watching. See what the weekend brings, but yeah, make it a great one. Take care.